Good day everyone, this is Liza Armero, and for this video, me and my team are going to discuss about the history of science and technology. So before we start, I have a scenario here. I want you to put yourself in the scenario or situation. You wake up in the morning relying on your alarm clock to start your day. You take the LRT to school after brushing your teeth and enjoying a hearty silog breakfast. Once there, you turn on your laptop and connect to the school's Wi-Fi. You access ebooks from the library, download notes from your professor, upload assignments, and meet virtually with your thesis advisor. You visit the clinic for a migraine consultation or freshen up in the washroom. So what have you noticed? Behind all these simple actions are science and technology shaping every step of your day. So that is how science and technology play a crucial role in our everyday lives, right? So science shapes our every aspect of our daily lives, from the mundane to the extraordinary. So after this lesson ends, this is our learning outcomes. Articulate the definition of science and technology. Identify and discuss the contribution of key figures who have influenced science and technology, and explore how scientific theories and technological innovations have evolved. Now let's start with the basic. What is science? Science is our way of understanding everything in the universe, right? From the smallest particles in atom to the massive nuclear reactions that power the sun, and even the complex process in our own bodies that allows us to think and understand. It is all about science, right? So science may be hard to define precisely, but at its core, it is a systematic inquiry and testing ideas using evidence from the natural world. Science aims to explain and understand. The goal is to make sense of how nature works through observation and experiments. Science uses testable ideas. Hypotheses and theories must be testable and supported by evidence. Also, science relies on evidence. Observation and experiments provide the proof we need. Science is embedded in the scientific community, and scientific ideas lead to ongoing research. Participants in science behave scientifically. By looking at Rutherford's work, we can see how these characteristics are applied in real-life research. Now let's move on to technology. Interestingly, the meaning of technology has changed over centuries. Initially, it referred to a systematic study of arts or the terminology of an art. And then, in the 17th century, related terms such as tool, instrument, and machine describe physical devices. In the 19th century, technology shifted to the practical application of science, a system of methods to execute knowledge. And then later on, by the mid-20th century, the term expanded to include both processes and physical devices. Now, in today's world, technology commonly refers to physical devices, but its meaning has also evolved to encompass socioeconomic developments such as high-tech industrial economies.
So now, let's move on to history of technology. In early times, about 3.3 million years ago, first stone tools were made. It helped early humans hunt and survive. About 1 million years ago, humans learned to use fire by used for cooking, warmth, protection, and also light. But how did they discover fire? Well, they discovered fire from nature, like they collected it from lightning strikes, volcanoes, or wildfires. And then later on, they discovered how to make fire by using friction method, like rubbing two dry sticks together very fast, or stone method like hitting flint stone together. In ancient civilization, about 6000 BCE, irrigation in Egypt and Mesopotamia. Irrigation means bringing water to crops using canals, ditches, small rivers. In Egypt, the river called Nile River. In Meso, they called it Tigris and Euphrates River. They used this water to farm even during dry season. This helps them to grow more food, survive droughts, support large population, and building strong civilization. In 4000 BCE, sailing ships on the Nile River. People in Egypt first made boats with sails on the Nile River. It made trade and travel easier across river and seas. In 1200 BCE, the Iron Age began. Humans learned how to melt iron and make strong tools and weapons. Stronger tools and weapons replaced bronze for better farming and easier to find. In about 850 BCE, gunpowder invented in China. The Chinese mixed salt, pepper, sulfur, and charcoal and accidentally created gunpowder. And later, it was used in fireworks and weapons. At first, it was used only for fireworks, but later on, it was used for weapons. In 950 CE, windmills in Persia used wind power to drain and pump water for irrigation. In 1044 CE, magnetic compass in China. It helps sailors navigate oceans, helping travelers and explorers determine direction, especially at sea. In year 1250 to 1300, mechanical clocks in Europe allowed accurate timekeeping. It used gears and weights to tell time, were mainly used in churches and towns to signal hours. In year 1455, Gutenberg printing press. Books became cheaper and knowledge spreads faster. In year 1765, James Watt improved the steam engine. This started the Industrial Revolution. So now, let's move on to modern technology. In year 1804, first steam locomotive. It was built by Richard Trevithick in England. It used steam power to pull carriages on rails and was mainly for transporting coal and goods. It made faster land transportation. In year 1826, first photograph. The first photo was taken by Joseph Nicephore Nicephore. It was called heliograph and showed a view from his window. Captured real images for the first time. In 1831, mechanical ripper. It was invented by Cyrus McCormick. Made farming faster, and it was a machine that harvested crops faster than by hand, mainly used for cutting wheat and other grains. In year 1837, the telegraph, Morse code, developed by Samuel Morse. It was the first long-distance communication, a device that sent messages over long distances using electrical signal. In 1876, the telephone, invented by Alexander Graham Bell. People could talk over long distance. It transmit voices over wires, allowing people to talk to each other instantly across distances. In 1879, the light bulb, invented by Thomas Edison, allowing people to brighten their homes and workplaces safely and efficiently, and homes and streets could be lit at night. In 1886, first gasoline car. It was built by Carl Benz. Changed travel forever, making it the first practical automobile for personal transportation. In 1901, radio communication. It was developed by Guglielmo Marconi, allowing long distances wireless communication and news and music could reach many people. In 1903, the first airplane. It was built by the Wright brothers, marking the beginning of modern aviation. They made air travel possible. In 1926, first liquid fuel rocket. It was invented by Robert Goddard, opened the path to space travel. In 1927, electronic television, created by Philo Farnsworth. It used electronic signals to capture and display moving images, allowing people to watch live broadcasts at home. And the first visual entertainment entered homes. In 1937, first digital computer design by John Atansoff, the foundation of modern computers. And in 1942, the nuclear power. It was developed by Enrico Fermi, the new source of energy. And in 1947, transistor invented. It was invented by John Bardeen, Walter Brattain, and William Shockley. Made small electronics possible, and it amplifies and switches electronic signals, becoming a key component in modern electronics like computers, radios, and phones. In 1957, the Sputnik satellite. Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the start of the space age and satellite communication. In 1974, the first personal computer plus Internet protocols. Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn developed transmission control protocol Internet. Computers and Internet became part of daily life. And in recent advances, in 2012, CRISPR gene editing. CRISPR stands for Clustered Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats. Scientists can change DNA to fight disease, improve crops, and study genes. CRISPR is a tool that lets scientists precisely edit genes by cutting and fixing DNA, like correcting a typo in a book. In 2017, the AlphaGo AI, developed by DeepMind, it uses machine learning and neural networks to analyze moves and improve its strategy that plays the board game Go. Today, AI is still in its development stage, and right now there are a lot of AI such as ChatGPT, DALL-E, Blackbox AI, and many more.
Good day, everyone. I am Nicole and Arik, and I will be talking about the history of science. This topic tells inspiring and influential stories that span centuries of progress in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It focuses on how pioneering individuals and civilizations transform our understanding of the world and lay the foundation for modern innovations. The history of science explains how human knowledge developed over time through observation, experimentation, and reasoning. From early civilization to modern discoveries, science has continuously shaped society and improved human life. In early civilizations, one of the earliest civilizations was Mesopotamia. It was around 4000 to 3500 BCE or before Common Era. The Sumerians developed cuneiform writing, which allowed people to keep written records for trade, governance, and communication. They also created a base 60 numerical system, which is still used today in measuring time, such as 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour, as well as in degrees. This system made calculation more efficient compared to earlier methods. Next will be the ancient Egypt. It was around 3100 BCE. Ancient Egypt is well known for its pyramids and mummification, which show advanced knowledge in engineering and medicine. The Egyptians used a measuring system called cubit, based on the length of a forearm, to design their massive structures accurately. They also developed a calendar with 365 days and divided the day into 24 hours. In writing, they used hieroglyphics, which were picture symbols, and hieratic writing, which was written using inks on papyrus. Let's move on to ancient India. It was during 3300 BCE. Ancient Indians' civilization demonstrated advanced urban planning. Their cities had uniform baked brick houses, grid-like street patterns, and sophisticated infrastructure. This included drainage systems to prevent flooding, sewage systems to maintain cleanliness, and water supply systems to provide fresh water. These developments show early knowledge of engineering and public health. Next is ancient Greece. It was during 600 to 501 BCE. Ancient Greece played a major role in the development of scientific thinking. Thales proposed that natural events could be explained by natural causes rather than divine intervention, believing water was the fundamental substance of the universe. On the other hand, Empedocles suggested that everything is made of four elements: earth, water, air, and fire, which interact through forces he called love and strife. The Pythagorean theorem existed earlier, but it became widely known when Pythagoras formally explained and taught it. Plato believed that mathematics, especially geometry, revealed the true order of the universe. In contrast, Aristotle believed knowledge comes from sensory experience and observation, forming general principles through induction. During the Middle Ages, scientific knowledge was preserved and expanded. Albertus Magnus compiled scientific information in astronomy, geography, botany, zoology, and medicine. St. Thomas Aquinas believed that the universe is orderly and can be understood through human reason. And Roger Bacon emphasized experimentation and scientific observation. He wrote three important works. First, we have the Opus Majus, greater work, covered mathematics, physics, philosophy, grammar, and philology topics. Next is Opus Minus, lesser work, a summary of the Opus Majus. And last is Opus Tertium, third work, which is sent to Pope Clement IV to ensure its preservation. Science in the modern era during 1500 to 1945, the modern era of science was marked by the Copernican revolution, which transformed scientific understanding. Nicolas Copernicus proposed that the Earth revolves around the Sun. Galileo Galilei supported this idea through observation and experimentation, while Isaac Newton developed the laws of motion and gravity. Together, these scientists helped establish the scientific method which remains the foundation of modern science. 20th century science. The 20th century was a period of rapid scientific advancement. In 1900, Max Planck introduced quantum theory, proposing that the energy exists in discrete units called quanta. In 1905 and 1915, Albert Einstein introduced the theories of special and general relativity, including the famous equation E is equals to mc squared. In 1911, Ernest Rutherford discovered the atomic nucleus. Thomas Hunt Morgan proved that the genes are located in chromosomes, helping establish genetics. In 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick discovered the double helix structure of DNA, often called the secret of life. Later discoveries included climate modeling, DNA sequencing, and discovery of HIV, the ozone hole, and the mapping of the human genome. 21st century science. In the 21st century, science continues to advance rapidly. In 2003, scientists sequenced the genome of a cancer patient, contributing to personalized medicine. In 2006, dark matter was discovered, which interacts only through gravity. And in 2015, NASA found evidence of liquid water on Mars, increasing the possibility of life beyond Earth. In conclusion, the history of science shows how human curiosity and innovation have shaped civilization. From ancient societies to modern discoveries, science continues to deepen our understanding of the universe and improve human life.